we holding on for?
Nothing, I guess.
You ready to get this thing started?
Let's go.
What are we doing?
You need to use the
You
restroom.
have a date tonight.
I do.
What are you doing?
You know, I'm not sure yet.
We're starting
I was
with
going to
Brandon's
make
first
I
reservations.
thought you
I
asked
did.
for reservations and you're like, I'm not sure where we're going.
I did, but it turns out they're closed on Sunday, so I just told her to
Who is
pick
it?
somewhere she would like to go.
Where are we going to go?
The Firefly.
They're closed on Sunday?
They only open for brunch. They're closed at like 1 or something.
So many businesses seem like they close on the stupidest days.
You know, those guys got to have days off too.
Yeah.
I mean,
I understand, but
think
like
that,
you would
but-
think that you wouldn't pick one of the best days.
but
Sunday
the
night
Sunday
not
night crowd's not that
good.
big.
Right,
The
but I
Sunday
think-
brunch crowd is. It's
I
after
think
church. Everyone
Sunday
goes in.
brunch is great.
Joe's, I think, is closed on
Why are we
Saturday.
recording this?
No, they're closed on Mondays.
They're closed on Mondays.
But I don't
Almost
think
every
they open
restaurant's
till
closed
4
on
on
Mondays.
Saturday.
I don't know about that.
And then Taco Bell doesn't open till...
No,
they
Taco
don't
Bell
stay
is open
till
constantly.
midnight. Like, they used to stay open till 2 and they don't anymore.
Well, that's because of COVID.
All right, let's get the show started.
You want me to start?
Yes.
Okay. Should I do it like real monotone like this?
Yes.
Quiet?
Yeah.
And Ronnie could talk
John
slowly
Danvers
into the
style.
mic again.
Okay.
So no one can hear you.
All right, welcome to the
Hey!
show that is about BJJ, MMA, pro wrestling. Now that we watch the UFC card because everything's worked and fake and things like that. But anyways, this show is a show for not for experts, but for a show for the judges that thought Jan lost. This show's for to get a baseline knowledge of
the
grappling.
judges that saw the victory. And
Bravo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Sean,
funny.
That was my
That was a
opening.
good one.
Yeah, that was my
That was a
opening.
good one.
Yeah. I wrote that one out, like memorized it last night. It was that important. So I'm lazy. So we're doing a mailbag.
Hi, nice to meet you, lady.
Yeah. I'm lazy. So we're doing a mailbag.
Yeah, that was. Oof is about that. That's the comment on that one.
That's
Oof.
like that's like
pretty
three
grimy.
letters.
that's like a Catskills joke.
Oof.
Like where like you when they play the banjo after they make the joke or something like
Okay.
that. Yeah. I don't know. I want to lose weight doing BJJ. This isn't me. I'm fat, but this is the question. How do I do this? I am scared to roll with smaller people.
Why are you scared to roll with smaller people?
Because he's fat.
Yeah,
That's
they
a
don't.
fat guy thing, Brandon.
Yeah.
We don't like to roll with smaller people.
We're afraid we're gonna
No.
hurt them.
Okay.
Did you not
No.
see the opening line?
Even off your back?
That's
Well,
the
I'm
thing.
the rare big guy that will do that. That's why I roll with you, and I'm
Okay.
not scared.
Like
to roll
Tristan
with you.
does that with me, and I feel like that's nice. When I have to go with him, he usually just plays cards,
Yeah.
thankfully.
Um,
And it's still a beating. but-
anytime anytime you're talking about losing weight, the first thing is always got to be diet, and then doing BJJ is going to help. It's a great workout. You got a lot of cardio. You get strength training along with cardio training, and it's the biggest thing is don't take rest rounds. Just roll every round.
That's
And
a
if
big thing, yeah.
If
I
you
agree.
roll every round, even if those rolls end up being like, you sit, you have to sit and then they immediately pass your guard and you're just laying there and you're just trying to move, just that getting through that and constantly moving just makes you're going to be able to roll a little bit more each time. And then, you're going to get better along with, losing weight on top of it. But it's got to start with diet.
And just concentrate on your defense, Even if you don't think you can tap these guys in all these rounds whenever you're exhausted, just concentrate on not getting tapped, too.
Yep.
Just perfect your defense while you're building up that heat and losing weight the whole time, not skipping any rounds. That was my best advice.
So, I mean, it's all pretty, I think that's pretty common. Like, we've all dealt with this and seen this. I think the biggest thing is that you need to figure out how to stay moving,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, even if you're not going to get around, okay, there's no one to roll for you because you feel bad, you don't want to roll with that smaller guy. What are you doing on the side? Are you sitting there? Are you shrimping?
That's a
are
good
you
point.
doing sit-ups? Are you doing, are you
Something.
doing some kind of movement drill that's keeping your heart rate up?
Yeah.
Because if you can just keep your heart rate up for the whole hour, you're going to lose weight somehow.
Yeah.
Right? So,
That's a
like,
good
you
point.
can do some type of movement drills, but, like, if you don't want to roll with small people or you're scared to hurt small people, like, roll off your back.
Yep.
Or, just try, like, even if you're getting smashed in side control, are you working on your frames? Are you working on making sure, like, okay, this small guy can't smash me? If this small guy can't smash me, it's going to work on a bigger guy eventually.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, that's the biggest thing I think when I'm telling my students, because sometimes when we make a drill, right, like, this is the drill, you're going to do the X pass, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Sometimes I think the person on bottom doesn't think the drill's for them.
Right, yeah.
And the
That-
thing
that's
that
a
you
good
have
point.
to realize is the drill is for both people. Are you perfecting keeping your elbows to your knees? Are you perfecting keeping your framing? Are you, you know, like, or are you just being lazy and laying there because you're letting the other person do the reps?
Right.
Because realistically, is that what you would do in a match?
Right.
And
That's a
if
good
you-
point.
So I think if you can do those things, you're gonna get better, you know, no matter what. And that's it's your journey.
Exactly.
But as far as losing weight, I think just keeping your heart rate up the whole time, the longer you can keep it up, the more weight you're going to lose.
Yep, and Chad does a great point. If you don't want to, if you can't roll, you don't have a partner, you don't have a partner you're comfortable with rolling with, then yeah, just shrimp side to side,
Yeah.
wrestling shots, just
Burpees
burpees,
even, yeah.
up downs, work on your, work on those things where you are moving. That is a great point.
All right.
All right. Now that Oliveira got finished, who now has the best jiu-jitsu in the cage?
Now, if we're talking MMA fighter, like if it's the best MMA in the cage, best jiu-jitsu MMA fighter in the cage, I mean,
What? Just UFC?
No,
Or anyone.
just cage.
man, that's
Big.
That's big. That's a big group. I literally had Oliveira written down there.
I mean, it's still probably.
It's still probably pretty good, but
Are we talking about like current or people that
yeah.
retired?
No, now. So that means yeah. Now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Current.
it's
It's hard to
tough.
disagree with Oliveira still, even after
yeah.
Islam tapped him with a day one white belt move.
Yeah, but it's like once I beat the shit out of you, it's pretty easy to
Yeah,
tap you
I
with
didn't.
anything.
I didn't get to see most of the fight. Did he really piece
well,
him up
I mean,
pretty
he
bad
put.
too?
I mean, I don't know if you pieced him
knocked
up
him
bad,
down.
but when he put him down, I mean, it's you're sitting here like, wow.
Did he
I just
drop
got
him
hit.
with a shot?
Oh
and then
yeah,
he got on top.
and then
Okay.
literally jumped right on top of him.
Okay.
I mean, it's
I
like,
just saw the finish where he turned. He tried to turn out of the arm triangle. It looked like it just cinched it in tighter.
Yeah, I mean, he was not thinking correctly.
I mean, we normally credit wrestling to the Russians, when we talk about them, but
I like how we call them the Russians, because that's probably what they would want to be called.
Well, there's a difference too
The
between just the
Dagestanis.
Russians and the Dagestanis.
yeah, there is.
There's
Stands, yeah.
But I mean, his control on top, that's still jiu-jitsu. I
Yeah.
mean, he was able to control him, that first round, Oliveira pulled that butterfly guard and it was nothing. Like that he was not upset. Like there was no time his balance was
He wasn't
very far
offsetting
off.
him?
No, he couldn't. His
Sumigashi?
yeah, exactly. His balance and his pressure, it was good.
I mean, but you watch Khabib, and I mean, it's the same exact
Exactly.
thing. Like it's not even necessarily jiu-jitsu.
Khabib's father that died said that Islam Makhachev was the greatest student he's ever had, even beyond his son Khabib. So.
Now, there's a picture going around, right, where Khabib in 2018 wins, and then Islam in 2022 wins. Is Islam holding Khabib in that picture, and then it's reversed? Or is it?
Yes.
I haven't
Is that-
seen
Yeah,
this.
that's what it was.
That's a pretty cool picture.
I mean, I thought
It's
that
a
was
cool
cool, and I
picture.
was trying to figure out if that was the case, because that's what I assumed.
It looked like from the faces. But
That's what I assumed.
picture
I
they were
wasn't
painting.
100%
Who did Khabib
sure.
beat to get the title the first time
Conor,
ever?
right?
No.
No.
Oh,
That was his
no.
last defense, I believe.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah.
I don't remember.
Was it Ally Quinta?
I have
That
innocent
last
minutes.
minute fight that he came in
Yeah, I
replacement?
don't-
I remember
can't
that
remember.
one. That was a.
Yeah, that was a good fight.
Ooh.
Anyway.
But that being said, it's hard to. I know it doesn't seem like our traditional jiu-jitsu, but I mean it's still control. I feel like
Right.
you might have to give it to Islam.
I almost feel like they have their own, that Dagestani especially
have
has
to
their
ask
own
yourself,
individual
like,
style.
Is
It's like sambo wrestling combined with jiu-jitsu submissions.
like what would they be like off their back?
But
Yeah,
they don't play
don't
that.
know.
Yeah.
Right.
My God, you have a razor sharp mind for MMA.
He does.
That's it.
I do?
Yeah. That's
Is
it.
Aliquinta?
Yep.
Was
It
it?
was vacant. It was vacant.
Nice. Yeah.
Who would have thought that you were the special
I do take an interest
thorn
in
in
MMA.
the bush?
Yeah. So he beat Al for the
Whatever
title.
that means.
I don't
Um,
know, but I like it.
Oh my God! He went 5 minutes with him, or 5 rounds with him. Jesus.
Yeah, it was a
Christ.
decision. And it was... He
I
never
turned
won
it-
a round, I don't
I
believe.
turned it off quick. I remember that, but
Battle
Connor, I guess probably was the champ. I assume, and then he fought Connor afterwards. And I
Okay.
don't know how that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
I freaking annihilated him.
Yeah.
He's the only guy to win a round, I think, against Khabib, though.
Whatever their style is, it is definitely built for MMA.
It is,
Yeah.
man. It's
I mean,
smother you,
it
get you up
is
against
like-
the cage, and...
I mean, it is. It's basically what like the ADCC was this year.
Do you
It's like
think,
the constant like forward pressure that just breaks you.
do you think when you have someone on the ground with their back and neck and stuff up against the cage, do you think that neutralizes a lot of the
100%.
practical
Yeah.
jiu-jitsu
I mean, look what
stuff?
happened to Tristan in his
Mhm.
fight when the guy did that.
Yeah.
I mean, Tristan's like was completely shut down in
Really?
that last.
Mhm.
Oh man, it was like Tristan, get your head off the cage. Like you're putting yourself there and you're stuck.
Yeah.
And it was like so hard to watch.
It makes me want to try that, like try jiu-jitsu with someone up. I mean, I guess we have the wall pads.
Yeah.
I mean, it's similar to that, I guess.
I mean, think about it. Like you can't
They
really
train at
backward
Ramsey.
roll. You can't do anything.
right,
really.
yeah. And you can't get your hips up
Even
higher
if you
than 'cause
bridge,
your
you're
head's
just
up
running
against
my head
wall.
into the wall.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
And
It's,
cage walk on side control.
But it does. The
advantage.
cage definitely helps you
but
get
if
back
your
up to
head's
your
there,
feet.
it's so much harder. Not your feet.
Well, that's what when they put their head against there, don't they try to then start turning so that then they can.
The cage
do that?
definitely helps you get back up to your feet more than it would if it wasn't there, 100%. But I think it neutralizes a lot of the getting your hips underneath them for like the jiu-jitsu attacks. But it
Yeah.
helps you press up against that to get the underhook to get back up to your feet, I think, though.
circling back to the question, though, if we're talking.
I was gonna mention that,
Thank
but
you.
I actually was just gonna go on and be like, okay, I guess that's the answer.
We're talking best jiu-jitsu in the cage, not most dominant jiu-jitsu. Are we I mean, we're thinking who's got the best overall, most well-rounded jiu-jitsu.
That was the
Musumeci.
question. That was the.
Technically, he's
That
in the
was-
cage.
In the cage.
That was the question
It's
because-
literally written down there. I wrote Mikey down here.
McDern said that you're the best jiu-jitsu practitioner, and she was like, no, Oliveira is.
Mhm.
She actually said, no, he is by far and away.
He's definitely probably more
Well,
technical than
she's
her.
definitely not.
I mean, we could also make arguments for Dos Anjos is pretty well-rounded in his jiu-jitsu. He's good off his back. His last fight, he took
Is
that guy
Damian
down.
Maya still fighting?
Well, I was gonna say that too, but he retired. I thought.
Yeah.
He might have, yeah.
He supposedly he's having a retirement.
We're
Brazil.
forgetting about Buchecha.
He doesn't
Yeah.
fight.
That was
Yeah.
who I was
Buchecha's-
gonna. That was who I was
won.
gonna
He's
bring
like
up.
undefeated.
Oh, I really didn't
Buchecha
know
and
that.
Derridler in one. That would be.
Buchecha's like 4-0 right now.
Damn.
One right.
Now, his
Yeah,
last
heavyweights,
fight,
But I mean, he's not fought anyone like that.
Yeah,
his
thought
last fight was.
it was so bad. He won with a heel hook, but he shot this double leg that looked like day one white belt double leg
Yeah.
and got smashed, but he was able to roll through and come up with a heel
Is he a
hook.
heavyweight?
The only thing that, if again, and we're like the official podcast for one, the last,
and Gordon Ryan.
the last fight that happened, the guy was getting just destroyed in the cage, and he dropped for a really nice heel hook attempt because he knew he was pretty much done. The level of jiu-jitsu in one is, I think, gonna probably blow people away a little bit
Yeah,
more,
I agree.
especially with the leg locks and stuff like that.
But then that the Dariush and Gamrot fight, there was
Yeah,
good
that
jiu-jitsu
was real good
exchanges.
jiu-jitsu
Man,
exchanges.
I'm sad I missed that one.
Yeah, that was great.
That one had it was like it was they didn't flow. That was the one thing that they didn't do. They didn't flow them together
Yeah.
very well. But they were if you segmented them, they were great. Like they had great stand up and segmented off. Their wrestling exchanges were good segmented off. Their jiu-jitsu exchanges were good segmented off. But they didn't flow together that
I believe
well.
he got a performance of the night bonus, so it must have been good.
It was
Yeah,
it was a fun
a
fight to
phenomenal
watch.
fight.
Dude, I think he's a really underrated fighter too,
Very.
Neil Dariush. I think he
Very.
deserves the title fight.
I'm gonna cut you guys off because we
Okay.
have a lot of stuff to get
Gotcha,
to.
gotcha.
No problem. And I just wanted to cut you off because this is the next question. Would you cut your penis off to have Gordon Ryan's grappling ability?
Yes.
Oh my god.
No.
I mean, I
Yeah,
I
fuck
could-
it.
After I win $1 million, I can get a new penis. That's even better.
Man,
It was an
right-
old school
right in
guy.
there, huh?
It was an old school guy. I can't remember.
It's not that old school. Don't you say old school guy because Kalen will beat your ass.
Who was it?
It was Forrest Griffin.
Ooh.
I consider him.
Well, he's
old.
pretty-
He is old school. What do you mean? He's like one of the original.
Kalen's gonna
I'm gonna
kill
see
you. That's
Kalen
her
tonight.
boo.
He's one of the
That's not
originals
good.
of the
That's
modern.
her-
So Forrest he wrote that. Like he was just
Yeah, I
watching
saw
ADC
that.
and he was like, yeah, you'd have to consider. And
That's hilarious.
that Terrence McKinney was like, nah, or something like that. But the reason I asked the question is, other than the
comedic
negatives
effect.
of it, you're also, that's basically being like, you're going to be a millionaire. So we can
Multi-millionaire.
cut your penis
I mean, the
off.
sad part about it is, even if you had Gordon Ryan's jiu-jitsu, you don't have his body. So that's the hardest part. Do you get his
Yep.
body and
It
his
just-
age
just
and
his
It's
ability.
just his ability.
or just his technique? Because then I'm still sitting at 140 with all these injuries. and I have really good jiu-jitsu, but what the fuck? I mean, it doesn't mean I'm going to win the ADCC.
Well, I don't have any injuries, and I'm willing to work out. So go ahead and cut it off, and let's get going.
You've been trying to cut your penis off for a while.
Whatever it takes, man.
Whatever it takes.
All right. So what is your perfect rule set?
Like,
I kind of like the ADCC, honestly. I feel like
yeah,
that's...
the question is, what is your...
I think that the ADCC, but
How do
not
you
in the
think
finals.
you do
okay.
in ADCC compared to...
Well, not
that is a
not the
poorly-
finals where you can still pull
Chad
guard.
just said
and
that was a
negative
poorly
two.
worded question. So actually, I agree with him. I was meaning like to watch.
Oh, okay.
ADCC to
ADCC
watch.
still,
Yes.
yeah.
I
100%.
go with one to watch.
The super
I-
fights in the cage or the
yeah,
tournament style?
The super fights in the cage
Okay.
to watch because I like the catch idea that there's no there's no way you can stall. You have to be going for submission.
Did you
But
know?
I felt like ADCC did a great job with the
It
calling
did,
stalling.
but there was they did call for stall. But I mean, Durante still won, and he sat there and stalled for a long time. But he scored the
But
points
he
to
got-
be able to.
Yeah, he got like
Right.
7 penalties and then was just like, well, I'll just score 3 real quick again.
Right,
Who cares?
They're starting the catch rule for MMA.
Oh, really?
I saw in the last fight there was a submission attempt and they actually stopped and the guy touched and but catch.
Okay.
So they're
that's
actually
a
letting the
sign for the judges.
They're
like,
actually letting
okay.
the judges know this is a
That's-
deep submission.
It sounds like one's really kind of spearheading the way to get
They're
a new
stopping
modern
guard
scoring
pulling, too.
system.
Yes, or they're considering.
They're considering
Yeah.
it, but yeah,
They're
that's
going to do it. Because, I mean, for sure, there's...
But we're talking about MMA. We're not talking about...
I thought you were
Or
talking
was
about-
it
you were
jiu-jitsu?
talking about jiu-jitsu.
Okay, yeah.
they're stopping the
The
guard.
The
jiu-jitsu.
pulling.
excitement of jiu-jitsu, you got... I mean...
Yeah, the guard
guard
pulling
pulling's
kinda-
fine, at least with a connection or a
Well,
shit shot.
Well,
Or,
I like if they stop the guard pulling, I'm still fine with one.
I think
rule set.
especially
Yeah, 100%.
if it's a super
I might
fight,
like it better.
if it's a super fight, I don't feel like there needs to be guard pulling. Like there's no there
Just
should be a
because-
penalty
Well,
for that.
I mean, I like
But-
the guard pulling.
But in a tournament, when you have multiple matches, I think
Yes.
those first few, you should be able to pull guard so you can get through to the next ones. And then that finals match is going to be really exciting where you can't pull guard without the penalty.
I just think that if you're going to pull guard, you have to pull it with some risk. You don't get to pull it freely, like... No,
Just
you
sit
don't-
down.
Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause
yeah,
to
I
me,
agree.
like,
I think
if
there
I'm
has to be a
pulling
connection.
guard and someone's really good and they get me in that front headlock off that guard pull, or they get me,
Or they get the 2.
or they pass my guard as I'm pulling, like,
Right.
because there's no points technically in one.
Well, I guess
right?
So, yeah.
So,
That's
like,
true.
but there still should be that opportunity where that guy that doesn't want to play guard gets the opportunity to get ahead of me.
Right.
Mhm.
And if I just get to sit and scoot to him, I feel like it's just kind of like
It's
not
just,
fair.
It just looks
Agreed.
ridiculous too when someone just
Yeah.
they like slap hands. The ref says fight, and then some guy just sits down. It's like it just doesn't. It's anticlimactic.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go on to the next question because this one is won by a viewer and it's a little bit more in depth. So we'll take a little bit more time. What is your origin story in jits? How long and why did you choose to continue? First impressions and first comp. So
Hi, Henner and Hito.
you can chunk that together however you want. I'll put
Keeping
kind
it
of
real.
in front of you guys so you know. But I'll go ahead and we'll go with Brandon first.
Okay,
What's
so
your,
where were we?
origin story right there.
Gay
So
porn
the-
model.
Yeah, I started off playing volleyball with the same team for like 10, 12 years. I played here in Effingham locally, and I kind of got to the point where I just wanted my team to be trying as hard as I was. And so I looked around for like more individualized stuff. I'd been interested in jiu-jitsu through MMA quite a bit, and I just stopped into Effingham to check it out. Chad greeted me. He was really nice. It was a great little spot. And he told me he was a 9-time or 7-time champion at that point, world champion. I was like, okay, whatever, nerd.
I bet.
I was like, I guess
Wasn't
I'll
ABC.
check this out.
It might have been 2 back then.
No, I think it was 7 then.
There's no way. Maybe when you
Always
came
be
back to the
closing.
new gym.
Yeah, not at the mall. I'm talking about.
Oh,
at-
okay.
yeah,
Like when you
yeah,
came to
yeah.
the mall, it might have been 1 or 2.
So, I just thought it was really cool. I stuck it out a little bit. I had a little bit of wrestling experience in school. I was terrible, though. I was one of the worst wrestlers probably ever in the state of Illinois. And then, I came into jiu-jitsu class. I threw up every fucking class for like a year and a half
True.
straight. And I just kept pushing through it. It just seemed like something enjoyable to do. And I'm glad I did stick it out.
That part's not true.
And that's circling back to how you lose weight in jiu-jitsu.
There you go.
Yeah, bulimia.
Probably better for me to go next and
Involuntary
Chad go
bulimia.
last. Oh, and that's just the first part. I'm sorry. You
Did I leave something out?
Oh, there's more, but if you don't want to go into any more, that's fine.
What is?
your
How long?
first impressions.
Okay,
and
so
then
my
your first
my
competition.
first impressions, I thought it was incredible, man. Going in there and seeing just how like Not just seeing, but feeling how tough everyone is. Because I get exhausted then, and I want to sit on the sidelines, and I see everybody else not giving a shit, still going out there every round after round. And it just motivates you to want to get to that level too. My first competition ever was a Fuji tournament, and I believe
Fuji Bloomington.
Yeah, Bloomington. And my first match, I went out there. I think I armbarred the guy in like 30, 20 seconds or something. I won. My second match, I got stalled out in guard and lost. Got second place.
Guard bullshit.
All right. Ronnie?
Okay, so I was interested in jiu-jitsu also through MMA. I wanted to do some kind of combat sport where I didn't get hit in the face. And I thought that was jiu-jitsu.
And now, combat
and now I'm
in the face.
And now I regularly train and get hit in the face all the time.
Gauge.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Interesting. Kaylin was working at the mall, my wife, and she said, "Hey, there's people grappling down there." I was like, "Okay, cool. We'll go check it out." And I came in, and sure enough, there was these guys were going, and we tried out a class for the first time and got my ass destroyed, and decided like, yeah, this is definitely for me. This is so cool. This is like, I know I could get better at this, and just keep working at it. So my first impressions of it is just like, it doesn't matter how much like I had watched lots of videos and I practiced at home by myself. I made my own grappling dummy. That's how into it I was.
You brought it in.
Yeah.
It had like joints and
yeah,
shit.
it had
The
joints and
fell
shit.
off.
Mm-hmm. Like I used PVC pipe and
It's
golf
true.
balls as for shoulder joints.
Really?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
and
pretty cool.
springs.
Yeah.
And then
What's
it's
the mouth look like?
Wow. What?
Damn.
What? Did you fuck it? Show.
May your arm bars be
TikTok.
tight and your triangles glorious.
Wow. That
That's another
escalated
It's
quickly.
Sunny
There we go.
Jeez. So,
That was fun.
I'm lost. I have no idea what's going on there.
21-minute mark in
Max
case you want to
workout,
know in the
right?
future.
Gotcha. Thank you. That'll be a TikTok. My first tournament was it was a Kozin, I
No.
believe. No, it's Naga. It was Naga. That's right. It
I'll
was
never
Naga.
forget this.
Yeah, it was a Naga,
Was it the
and I.
E
Oh, was this the
one? When you
legendary
walked
This is
story?
the
out?
legendary
Alright, alright,
Naga.
alright.
And
First, you got to tell them when we first started training the gi.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's right. So when we started training with ATT.
Started with no gi.
Yeah, we started no-gi. And when we started with ATT, they said, yeah, you guys got to get gis. That's the only way to get belted up. And we're like, okay. And Chad said, hey, if you go out and buy a gi, I'll pay for half. That way you and me can start working on the gi stuff. I was like, oh, yeah, perfect. Sounds great. And started training it. And we're like, oh, yeah, this is the same thing. There's nothing different about this. And we went. Naga starts with no gi and does gi in the end. So we did no gi.
Thank God.
My first match I lost. I was going. Actually, that was when. Man, why am I blanking on his name? Dan, thank you. Dan came over to help coach.
Dan Hornbuckle.
Dan Hornbuckle came over to help coach and has helped me. He actually coached me at a different Naga later in life too. He's a really nice guy. I really like him.
Dude,
but
let's
he-
not get into this.
He came in
There's
to
some bad things to do.
he came in to coach me, and he was yelling out instructions. And he's a wrestler. I was not. I was a guard player because of my coach. And so he was trying to tell me to shoot the single, and I was nowhere near gonna get it. Yeah, I was like, and I did. No. I'm a good soldier. I go do what I'm told. So I shot a single and got, I couldn't get anywhere. I ended up in his guard. I was down on points. I ended up in his guard, and I dropped back on an ankle lock from inside his guard. I didn't even come close to it, but I was going to squeeze it with everything I got. Hopefully I got something. I knew I was losing on points. But then that next match came up, and Chad was coaching me, and I won, got the submission because, well, obviously Chad's going to know my game better. I got up
I'm just
and...
better than Dan.
There we go.
He's gonna show up in gym
Yeah,
with us.
I won that one. But then we went to the gi, and this is the story you guys want. We went to the gi, and I went, and my first match, I went with this guy, and he grabbed my collar, spun me around, threw me on my back, and then just started to choke me in some fashion. I had no idea what he was doing until I started seeing stars, and that little light just started going, and so I tapped, and I was like, I was having trouble breathing, and I was like trying to stand up funny, and then I hear Chad go, hey, what kind of choke was that? He goes, Ezekiel. He's like, isn't that illegal? And they said, no. He goes, oh, okay, and then he left. He didn't even watch me get my hand raised, or hand unraised. And
then proceeded to not compete.
Yeah,
if
I didn't even do my
correctly.
division.
No.
I just left. I was like, clearly we don't know what the gi is.
I came over and I said, hey, where'd Chad go? And to Kaylin, she's like, he's packing his shit. I'm like, oh. So
I was like, clearly we need more practice in the gi.
yeah, so there you go. That's my origin
Not a bad
story.
story.
Best
And then-
coach ever.
Yeah, it's close to
How'd
my
you guys
villain
continue
story.
Jiu-Jitsu?
Yeah,
We didn't train in the
It's
gi for
a-
a while.
it's a special sort of person that can go from getting your ass kicked and being like, yes, I like this.
I need more of this.
I need more of this.
How do I lose 10,000 times?
Yeah, I need to get better at this. If you lose and then you're like, oh, this is not for me, it's just not cut out for you. You have to be like, no, I lost. That means I need to get better.
I think it
at
comes from wanting the perspective of being the other guy.
Right.
I think it
I want to
comes
be
from-
that guy that's
Yeah.
dominating.
and then I can quit.
Yeah, I want to be him.
Some type of abuse from family.
I don't think I had any abuse.
Oh,
Maybe self-inflicted.
yucky.
All right, get your origin story out here.
What? I gotta say my story?
Yeah.
Hi, Henry and Hito.
Okay, we're good.
Yeah, it's
Next.
on YouTube.
More young competitors than it's.
So how did I start jiu-jitsu?
Yes.
Mhm.
All right.
What's your origin?
So I moved back to Effingham from Chicago, and I was selling cars, and one of my sister's friends went out to dinner, and he was like, I train MMA. And I was like, what is MMA? I'm like 28 years old at this time. Like, I don't even know what
Shannon's
MMA
friend?
is. Yeah, Shannon's friend.
What the fuck is the internet?
I love that
And
movie.
so
Somebody's talking shit on
he's
me.
like, we train MMA down in the basement. It's fighting. It's fighting, you know, and it's in the basement of the zone.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, all right. And so I went down there, and I was like, I watched him grappling, and I said, that's the dumbest shit ever. I don't want to do that. And then they were sparring, and I was like, I'll do that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just funny because you guys kind of had the opposite. You were like, I don't want to get punched in the
Mhm.
face. Now you are getting punched in the face.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to get punched in the face because I thought that was more tough. And then I switched to grappling, and
See,
now
I
I
knew
don't
I
want to get
wasn't
punched in the
tough.
face.
I do not. Anybody that comes into our gym and then they're like, I want to do striking, I don't want to do grappling. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
I always say that.
I
just
think the
don't
best
understand.
foundation, get your grappling under control.
Yeah. If you didn't
Uh,
start in wrestling,
Because it's going to make
especially.
you mentally tougher no matter what. Like,
Mhm.
you're going to learn to kind of work through shit where you could get hit a few times and just completely be done.
Yep. Seeing that.
I mean, so to me, it's almost better if you could grapple and get like a year. Like, that's kind of what I liked about Heath. He told me one time, don't really go into MMA until you get a blue belt.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I mean, I know that's kind of difficult, and I understand, but
Mhm.
like,
Makes total
how
sense.
many people quit, you know, because they take a beating in sparring? And I mean, listen, if your first sparring partner's Gage
Mm-hmm.
or Tristan, how are you even going to figure out how to get to the next level?
Yeah.
I mean, so, you know, I signed up and I started training, and I thought it was really stupid. I thought it was like the dumbest thing in the world. I don't even know why I continued, but I did. And then I quit for a while, and then I was like, all right, I didn't really, like, all these guys are brown and black belts, and they're not that great, you
Mhm.
know? And I was like, this is it. Like, in Effingham, I didn't realize it was, like, all over the United States, right? Or all over
Yeah.
the world at that time. I just thought, like, all right, these guys are brown and black belts training in this basement, and I'm not winning, but I'm not getting destroyed,
Those
right?
guys were brown and black belts?
Supposedly under that system, but it was you know, at the time I didn't know anything, but it was a Kempo karate system,
Oh, okay.
and he was using his the
I
instructor
remember this story now.
was using his 5th degree black belt to say it was in jiu-jitsu when it was really in Kempo karate.
And he was really
um,
just a white belt, probably.
100%. In jiu-jitsu, he was a white belt.
Yeah.
And at that time, you don't know anything. You know, that's the thing. You go to all these schools today, and you have really no clue. And that's the biggest problem, I think, is there probably, I mean, I'm glad that there wasn't a standard, right? Because I wouldn't have been able to open a gym.
Right.
As a white belt, they would have never let me open a
Right.
gym. So, because I did open as a white belt. But realistically, like, there's a lot of bad teachers out there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a lot. I mean, how many schools have we been to now that it's really awful technique.
I'd rather say though, man, in any sport, there's really bad coaches. I've
Right.
seen basketball coaches where I saw them doing drills that I was like, I don't even understand what this is for.
Right.
100%. I mean, Timber's volleyball coaching right now is awful. So
Jesus Christ. There's like 3 straight shots in this one segment.
it's TikTok. Anyway,
Ronnie,
It's like
TikTok,
it's a ding.
on it.
Yeah.
so you know, like I somehow stuck with it. I don't even know why I opened a gym. I was stupid,
Yeah.
but not much has changed. Right? I mean,
More successful.
He always
just
goes
as stupid.
forward. He's got
Yeah,
to
always.
bust through.
I think that's my problem.
You feel
I'm,
resistance?
I'm dumb, and I just have
Plow
to keep
through.
moving forward. And now we're here, which is pretty wild.
It's pretty cool.
And what else? What is my other part?
Your
first
Am I
tournament.
done?
Yeah, give us your first tournament.
First tournament.
Was that
It's the S7.
S7? Yep.
That was kind of cool.
I didn't
Kind
win
of
do
sucked.
that
I
one.
did win. So when we opened the gym and we actually started like figuring things out, I was a white belt. Everyone was a white belt. Really didn't know what we were doing. I don't even know why. Like at this time, we didn't know Heath. We weren't even training with American Top Team at this time.
We were training.
We were just in the
Gracie
in the
Jiu-Jitsu
Gracie-
online. and-
online Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, trying to get our online Gracie blue belts.
Hell yeah.
And we were gonna send the videos
We
in to
should
get our
start
blue
over
belts.
and get our blue belts.
Yeah.
It's a true story. I wonder if they'd give it to me. You know,
We
Thank
should
you,
try.
Henry.
they would take my technique and then they would add it to their course.
What's the worst that's gonna happen? You know, we should
Uh,
try.
I mean, it would be funny to send the video and to see what they critiqued it as.
They're like,
but-
you guys are really like 2-stripe white belts.
So I cut 11 pounds. I'll never forget that. I remember sitting in a sauna and cutting 11 pounds. And at the time, we thought
pretty big cut.
whatever the weigh-in was when we had to be there.
Oh.
Was it
Right?
the day before?
No.
Oh, okay.
So like the weigh-in was like 8:30 in the morning in Chicago. And I could have weighed in any time, right? Like the early, like you could weigh in as early
Right.
as 8:30.
Those were the kids.
And now we know that you could
Yeah.
show up at like noon if your fight time was
Mhm.
was 1.
Yep.
But it was our first tournament. So I left at like 2 in the morning from the mall to get there at 8 in the morning or whatever to weigh in. And they're like, well, you didn't have to be here this early. The event doesn't start for like 2 hours. And we're like, oh, God. So then we go eat Subway. And then all we
Whoa,
did
whoa,
was
whoa.
no-gi.
Whoa. I'm not called bullshit.
What?
What year was this?
No,
This
that's
is 2012.
true because I heard this story as well.
I have a picture of Eric eating a Subway sandwich.
Yeah, he got double meat cold cut. I remember that. That was
They didn't even have breakfast then. That's what I'm saying.
no, yeah. They were eating cold cuts.
This was like 9
yeah.
in the morning.
Yeah, they were eating
What
sandwiches.
kind of Subway is open at
This
9
is
o'clock?
pre-COVID days.
This is like a gas station truckers coming through at any time of night kind of Subway.
Got it.
I don't know.
Never
But
mind.
I know we ate Subway. And
I don't know why.
we only
that's-
did no-gi. We didn't do gi at this time.
Got hung up on that.
So we didn't compete till like 3 o'clock. We could have actually showed up at like 1 o'clock, but we showed up at 8. So then I fought at like 5, and I had 2 matches, and I won the first match 10-0, and the second match 4-2.
Didn't even really know what the points were yet.
Didn't even really understand the points, and all at this time is all we watched was Gracie and 10th Planet.
Mhm.
And I remember I had a 10th Planet guy in my bracket, 10th Planet Chicago, and I was like so nervous because I thought like 10th Planet was like the best
beat
in the
him.
world at this time, and I won, and it was pretty wild.
You know,
And
All right.
after that,
Stuff.
that's
All
all she
right.
wrote.
So I looked at my thing and I've timed 20 minutes and we are like 4 questions in. So,
we're
Where
at
we?
33 minutes.
gee. Okay, so we're going to cut some questions out. I'll let you guys choose. Song question, where you get to pick songs for people to come out to. And I got a joke in there. I got a good joke. And then 4 young competitors for an exciting tournament. But that would be that you would have to name 4 young competitors. So which
Song.
one? Song?
I'm good
it
with
is?
song.
All right. What song should this competitor come out to? Ronnie selects emo, punk, Taylor Swift for every competitor.
I don't.
All right.
Some of these people don't deserve that song.
Yeah, that's true. Conor McGregor.
Um,
Fighting who?
Just whatever song he should come out. Like
Okay.
this could be an actual thing, or it could be just like what you would wish he would come out.
I
to.
pictured this as now Conor McGregor, and I chose "Whiskey in a Jar" from Irish Rovers. It's an old Irish kind of folk
You ever
song.
heard the Metallica cover song of that?
Yes, it's good. But I'm like, because if he's going out to fight, it's only to sell whiskey.
Yeah.
So that's
It's pretty good. I'm going to go with the most generic answer ever. The Dropkick Murphys.
Yeah, shipping up to Boston.
I'm enjoying all of those answers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we got
The
Chad.
music segments are great. Yeah,
So
I
I'm
mean,
here for the worst part now.
Yeah.
yeah,
What 90s boy band were we picking?
yeah. Which one? Are we going
What
with?
'90s girl?
Oh, okay.
So who is it?
Christina
Britney Spears.
Oh, okay.
What's
Oops, I did it again.
Oh,
there
that's a
we
good
go.
one.
All right.
Pretty good.
Honestly,
All
yeah,
right.
that is pretty good.
Stamp Veritex.
So
She's the dance girl, right?
yeah, she's the
For
dance
One?
girl from One. She's
I feel like it's got to be like one of those songs, like when you're in Tokyo, you know, and they really upbeat, fast.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
She comes out regularly to Blackpink or BTS right now. So it is that, K-pop music.
I went a different one for her because I know like she's like it's still that kind of same kind of genre, but I went with Nicki Minaj and I went with Barbie Tings,
Oh.
which is that opening one is where she comes out. I'm a bad bitch, and I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's her perfect song because she's a fucking monster.
Yeah, like there was Valerie Laredo, who is now a WWE star. She was in Bellator, and she came out to salsa dancing music and would legit salsa dance for 10 minutes. And Sun Yoon's comment when she watched her is goes, "I would like to break her." She was like, "I would love
I don't
to
think
fight
Sun Yoon
her."
could beat her right now.
No, she weighs like 145 pounds. But one day, yes, Sun Yoon will
I
be
believe
able
in
to
Sun
break her,
Yoon, but not right now. To that.
But
That's a bold stance that you're going to say the 13-year-old's not going to
Yeah,
beat the
Bellator
former
last woman.
MMA fighter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe when she's 16, but
Okay.
right now.
but Brandon.
I don't even really know who this girl is, so it's hard for me to pick like a specific song. But I feel like a great walkout song for anyone. What is that one where it's like, da da da? It's not "Come On Eileen." It's fuck.
Are you talking Sweet Caroline?
Yeah, "Sweet Caroline." I feel like that's a good intro song for
Wow.
anybody. So
That would be pretty cool for her, actually. Yeah, that'd be actually pretty. that'd be
Okay,
pretty
send her
sweet.
the clip. TikTok.
All right. TikTok.
90s
What's
boy
the
band?
song from Tokyo Drift when they go in the garage
Mhm.
and they start showing all the girls and the cars,
I
and
don't
it's
know.
like real upbeat?
I do not know.
I don't watch Tokyo Drift once a month.
What's
so
the best? What's the best Fast and Furious?
Go ahead and send your hate tweets to Chad Hawkins. Jesus.
He's the Fast and
Um,
Furious fanboy.
While he looks for that, next one, Mackenzie Dern.
Oh my gosh.
What about her?
I went with "Tap Out" by Saving Abel.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
This
that's
one.
a good classic
Don't
one.
play it. Don't play it.
Why?
What are you doing?
You can play the part like that,
Like 4 seconds.
and then what?
Teriyaki Boys.
I don't know, dude. No
Teriyaki-
one knows what that
Teriyaki
song
Boys.
is.
Teriyaki. There we go.
Cool.
There's no way that song's getting flagged.
Well, don't give it a chance.
We dare you.
Teriyaki Boys.
Brandon
Teriyaki
Mackenzie
Boys.
Dern.
What about her though?
What's her
Or
walkout
Flippin'
song?
songs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm a
You know what?
bitch, I'm a lover.
I wish I had another. Once again, I wish I had another good specific song for her. But I feel like any song that conveys a fake Brazilian accent is appropriate for her. So that's my best answer.
Bold.
All right.
One.
I
Not
think
one
that
for
one
her.
song, I'm a bitch, I'm a lover. What song is that?
I don't
That's
know.
like-
Mother?
Linus-
That's
Or
Alanis
Alanis
Morissette.
Morissette,
Yeah, that song she can
That's a
walk
good
I
out
can't
to.
believe that I knew that. That's crazy. This is just for Ronnie. Bo Nickel.
Sexy and I Know It,
Hell
LMFAO.
yeah. It's not bad.
He's so cocky that is exactly the song he needs.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. He should be a Gronk,
Yeah.
right?
He is
He,
kind of
he would be a good Gronk.
Yeah, he just
They just need to adopt him.
Yeah.
adopt him. I'm not even giving you an option
Why?
on Bo Nickel. Because you have to pick something like
It's NSYNC,
Like
it's
a
gonna
bro.
be me.
Oh, okay. That's not bad.
Mikey
Not
Moose
bad.
Mexi.
Is there a guard pulling
The
song?
theme to Power Rangers.
Oh, that's good. That's a good
I was gonna
one.
do Game of Thrones theme.
Hell yeah.
That was the one. This is the only one I was gonna answer for. It has to be something like that.
There's a pretty sick guitar solo in the Power Rangers theme. So.
I was gonna go
It's
weird.
morphin' time.
I was gonna go Weird Science
Dartful.
by Oingo Boingo.
That's how it works.
Yeah, it's a combination of all those
What
songs.
what Power Ranger is Mikey Musumeci?
He's a Blue Ranger,
Definitely Blue Ranger.
Because we know I'm the Red Ranger, right?
and I'm the White Ranger.
Oh shit, Ronnie, we're left.
I guess
I
I'm
got to be the
leaving.
yellow one because we're being racist.
Yeah, okay.
Power Ranger
I'll
started
be the
it.
Pink Ranger. We're all good.
Our Lord
You're
and
the Green
Savior,
Ranger.
Okay.
Gordon Ryan.
Yeah. What song does he walk out to?
Now, me and Ronnie have an update. We've decided that
The
now.
Sound of Silence.
That's what I always say.
Yeah.
Me and Ronnie now have decided that he is no longer our Lord and Savior, Gordon Ryan, even though I wrote that.
Oh yeah,
He
that's
is-
right.
Yeah, we have a
We have a hierarchy now.
Who?
Yeah. We have a hierarchy for
Who's
Jiu-Jitsu.
higher?
It's me and Ronnie's.
You're
It's
higher
the
than
shows.
Who's
No,
at the top?
hierarchy.
Who's the
Hierarchy.
I don't think he knows what that
Oh
word is.
no. Hierarchy is
Who's
a
above
chain.
Gordon Ryan? Tell me, I'll stab you.
Well, so we're comparing him to Norse gods.
It's like a king, a
So,
queen, a
if-
prince.
If Gordon Ryan is Thor, that means John Danaher is Odin, and that makes Craig Jones Loki.
Yeah, that seems appropriate.
That's probably right.
We just got to figure out Hella.
But Gordon Ryan's walkout song,
Is it
Is
his
that what we're talking
girlfriend?
I'm going to go with another TV show theme song, the Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt song.
Oh, that's good.
That is good.
That is good. I went with I had it written down, but I wrote this down a long time ago, so I don't remember what it sounds like. But "Monster" by Kanye,
Hell yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I know that.
because I think he said something about being the king in there, so that's why I went with that.
That's a real answer. That's
What's
cool.
that song that I listened to a lot on the way to Texas that you loved?
Oh
Barbie
my
Girl.
God, dude. These monsters are real. 1,000 times.
Well, hold on. We need more information on this. So Chad had a playlist.
So Chad, whenever
sounds
we
like
go
he
on
had one
trips,
song.
when we go on trips, Chad has like 7 to 12 songs that he cycles through for the entire
Whoa,
trip.
whoa!
And that was one of the big ones this trip.
Wait a GD second here. We can make Chad's playlist and then put it on Spotify.
Oh, yeah.
And then people can download it.
I'm sure we could do that.
There would be no listeners.
You might be surprised.
Because my monsters are real!
Okay, this.
Oh.
All right, this will be done. This will be done. You will be able to download Chad's Spotify playlist very soon.
All
and-
7 songs.
But it's through
Seven.
Brandon's eyes, though. It can only be through Brandon's
Okay.
eyes. It
I'll-
can't be through Chad's.
I'll curate the list.
Exactly. That's
It'll be a
right.
list
That's
of
right.
35 songs, but there's only actually 7 different songs.
That's right.
And Country Roads is always in the list.
I'm impressed.
Take me
Hey,
home.
I'm impressed you got the math right on that. I'm impressed.
Oh, I
That's
just
it.
guessed. I didn't.
That's
I
pretty
didn't
good.
do math.
That's good. All right.
TikTok.
So, okay. Let's. I'm gonna go through. What time?
42
are we at here?
minutes.
Yeah, we
Jesus
better
Christ. You-
close this
Brandon's
one out.
dates.
soon.
Wait,
Do
where are you
we-
going for your date?
I don't know yet. She's gonna decide.
Wow.
Let's go ahead and
Way
I'm
to be
just
a
gonna
man.
take the last part of this because a lot of
That's
these
how you
are
be a
viewer
real man.
questions.
I don't
I'm
think
gonna
that's
go
how
ahead and we'll save that. And we'll tack it on to another episode.
Okay.
So, all right, that'll be it.
All
We're
right.
done?
We are done.
Thank
Well,
you
thanks
for
for
not
watching,
listening.
guys. Check out Chad's new playlist, Country Roads and We Are Monsters.
Mountain Mama.